No matter what career path you choose, no matter what type of business you choose, um, marketing and sales is everything. It doesn't matter. You could have the coolest product in the world. If you don't know how to sell it to people, then you're kind of, stuck flat-footed. And I think at the end of the day, name, image, likeness is an opportunity to learn how to sell yourself. Um, and it's a way to learn exactly how businesses think, how they're organized, how they make decisions, and how they operate. Because obviously, to take advantage of name, image, likeness in that world, you have to understand that stuff in order to convince somebody to give you money to represent their brand. So it's a really cool way for college athletes to get business experience when they can't do the full-time internship in the summer because they're going to be in the gym or on the ice in my case. So I think it's an incredible opportunity to really understand and start getting an understanding of business acumen, and also understanding how people operate, right? How do you influence people? How do you motivate people? How do you persuade people to take an action that you want them to take? Because ultimately, if you want to be an entrepreneur, no matter what the product is, that's what you have to do. You have to convince people to change whatever they're doing today, that your product is going to change for them. So I think it's a massive opportunity for student athletes to start really getting their arms around what business is all about. I think the number one soft skill that is critical in life is, I call it tactical empathy. What is it? What do I mean by that? It's not necessarily agreeing with the way people think or how they think, but it's understanding how people think, why they think. It's the ability to take yourself and get rid of your preconceived notions and your point of view of the world and put yourself in somebody else's shoes and really understand what they care about, why they operate the way they do, why they think the way they do. Because if you want to influence people, get a job, sell your product, start a business, that's the most important skill you can have is empathy, that tactical empathy of understanding the person on the other side of the table. And with that, I think just generally the ability to build a relationship and network and maintain a relationship over time and not make it transactional, right? I think as a young person, we have a tendency to look at the relationships outside of our teammates and our friends as, what can this person do for me? And that's kind of a dangerous road to go down. So like understanding that, getting to know people and just, understanding how they think and how they operate and, maintaining communication with them, that's a really strong skill that's going to go a long way for the rest of your life. It's one of the reasons I think my business has been successful is because I've always done a really been naturally a natural networker, I guess you could say, where, when I meet somebody, I really get to know them and maintain that relationship with them. So tactical empathy, call it networking, building relationships. And I would say the third soft skill is just like general communication, right? The ability to explain yourself concisely, verbally, but also through the written word. I think the reality is a lot of stuff gets done in the business world over email and over text message, and you've got to be able to communicate concisely, professionally, and it has to be really clear what you're trying to say. So those are kind of if you can do those three soft skills, you're gonna be dangerous no matter what you decide to do. Number one,
Beautiful.
I'll kind of start inward and go outward, right? You look at your coaches and your professors, and administration at a school. Then you start looking at teammates and their families, right? Parents of your friends that have been successful. Then you start again moving outward, alumni of your school, especially the folks that are involved. It means they care. It means that they have a connection with you. They feel like they have a shared experience with you. That means they want to help if they're around. Your community that your college is in is a massive opportunity, especially, look around at your stadium. who's advertising with your school. It means that there's executive people at that organization that have okayed a budget to put a sign up in right field, right? That's your opening. That's your opening to go reach out to those people, introduce yourself, and ask for a conversation. And when it comes to that mentorship relationship, going back to this idea of like tactical empathy and networking, go in with a plan. Don't just set up time to set up time, right? Mentorship is a give and take relationship. So you have to go in prepared with an agenda and specific questions that you want to ask and a takeaway that you want to have. And if you do that with those types of people, you're going to be in a really good position again to build that long-term relationship with them. Number one, like to sell is human. It doesn't matter what you want to do in your life. You're going to spend on the very lowest end, you're going to spend 40% of your time influencing, motivating, and persuading people to take action. In sales, you get paid to do that. So learning those three kind of core skills, it'll help you be a great HR person. It'll help you be a great finance person. It'll help you be a great marketer. Doesn't matter. Outside of that, I mean, give me a career where you are in direct control of the amount of money that you earn every single day, every single week, every single month, every single quarter, every single year. There is no other career other than entrepreneurship where you have literally unlimited earning potential based off the effort that you put in and the results that you drive. So if you want to go and bet on yourself and making a lot of money is important to you, you have two options: sales or entrepreneurship. And sales is entrepreneurship. You're a franchise owner for the company you work with. So, when I look at my background, the reason that I've had a successful business the last 2 years and we continue to grow is because of my background in sales. We would not be where I was if I didn't learn how to sell to companies. So if that's like your ultimate goal, learning how to, I mean, even if you do skip the sales step and go right into entrepreneurship, first thing you're going to have to worry about is how to sell. So, you can kind of get I look at it as you get a base salary, you get commission, and you get your MBA versus going to a school and paying for it. So I just think it's the best career in the world because of all those reasons. You have access to a potential audience that you're very close with in terms of fellow students, right? So, I think it depends on the product, obviously, that you're selling. But if it's something that's relevant to that type of audience, one, you're living it. So you understand your customer because you are your customer, which I think is a critical part of starting a good business. Number two, and you have access to those people in terms of getting your brand in front of them. The other reason is it's you have lower stakes, right? Like you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a family, right? You're kind of just worried about buying Bud Light instead of Busch Light. That's a pretty good like environment to like take your risks, right? You get a little older to my age where you have a family, you got a mortgage, you got bills to pay. That like you can still do it then. It's just a little more is at stake. So I think between the environment you're in being both easily influenced in terms of and accessed and the low stakes that you have as a college student, it's a really good time to give a few different things a try. I always tell people sales is the worst career in the world if you're okay with a mediocre salary, right? Like go do something else. Clock in at 9, clock out at 5, and just kind of ride the wave. But if you're truly driven to make a lot of money and you also want freedom and flexibility that comes with great financial outcomes, and you have all those other intangible characteristics, sales is an unbelievable career. And that what our business does is we have a platform where any student athlete that plays college sports at any level can come in. They can do some self-discovery and understand their personal values, their purpose, the type of goals that they want to pursue from a career perspective. They can learn about the different paths they can take from a sales profession perspective in different industries, whether it's technology, healthcare, financial services, real estate, even staffing and recruiting. They can pick a path that matches their personality and what they want to do the best. And then we upskill them for free. They have a coach that works with them, and then we put them in front of one of our 200 plus customers across the United States that pay us because they want to specifically hire athletes. So they're getting in front of leadership that already understands their value as an athlete. We're helping them tell that story, and we're helping them show these businesses that they're bought in and they're prepared to be successful. The way they can find us is on our website, www.shiftgroup.io. And they can also follow us on all the social channels at Shift Athlete. So it's at Shift Athlete.